Pobelter.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, long time no speak.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I'm back. And I'm hungry for more.
Yeah, you're back on the grind. Let me look up
Yeah, it's
your
a lot of fun.
profile. Oh, you're climbing, okay. Playing a lot of Urgot.
Yeah, I'm playing a lot of Urgot. I was playing Renekton and Urgot. I think we're gonna phase Renekton out and add some other champ. Could be other people that eat people. I think eating people's fun.
Okay.
Like
Like
Cho'Gath,
Cho'Gath?
Tam Kench. Someone said Yorick is like another champ that's pretty cool in another mobile play. Has some kind of wall you can put around people. Sounds fun. But not really looking to be learning new heroes with you. I think that's too basic. I have a lot of other questions, if that's possible.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so you want to actually like get good.
Yeah, I want to get
That's
better.
your goal.
I want to get
Okay.
really good, like platinum.
Okay, yeah, I got you, bro.
You think you could help me with that?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Lay it on me. Lay all the questions you got on me. You said you wanted to look at some games you played?
Yeah, some replay analysis. Well, yesterday I lost a lot, so it could be fun to watch those. Today we're winning everything, so it feels like there are no problems anymore. But yesterday I was despair. Well, let's just go with a couple of standard questions.
Okay.
I am beginning to dig into rune pages and
Uh-huh.
switching up item usage sometimes. But
Uh-huh.
how do I know after the game whether I made the right choice? Like I'll pick blue inside movement speed on Urgot, or I'll pick green with regen and bone armor or second wind, or the one that gives magic resist after 12 minutes. But
Uh-huh.
I don't have any analytics to know if I made the right call. How do I analyze? Do I just need more experience or what?
Yeah, I think like just getting experience is the main part, and then you can start to discern like, oh, this rune was like really clutch. Like for example, bone plating, which I'm sure you've taken and
Yeah,
played against a lot, can
yeah,
be really big impact in a lot of matchups. And then sometimes you might take a rune being like, oh, that was useless. Like you took conditioning, but then the early lane was tough, and you wish you had second wind or bone plating. So
sure.
it's just kind of playing a lot of games and then realizing, like slowly starting to realize after the game, like what had a good effect and what didn't, and like the opportunity cost of what you give up when you take a certain page or you don't.
Yep. If I play against Set, I feel like I
Yep.
lose that. Do you agree?
As
As Urgot.
anybody,
Urgot.
as Urgot. I mean, I think they both have ways to play against each other. Against Set, the important thing is to not get stunned and then tank his like full grit W,
Yeah.
which will deal a fuck ton of true damage. But I think there's ways to play around it. I mean, you can E at the timing you think that he's gonna E, and then like flip him and buffer the E. Do you know what buffering is?
Yeah. But
Okay,
I
that's good.
often have when I E into him that he does some kind of stun or dash that interrupts mine. How do I make sure mine interrupts his rather than vice versa?
Uh, Trial and error. Urgot E tends to override most abilities in the game, I'm pretty sure. At least every time I play against an Urgot, I'm like, wow, his E went through my skill.
Well, then they know how to do it because I get my E stopped all the time.
Okay, maybe there's some demons out there.
Okay, I need to ask an Urgot main. Next
Oh, it
question.
could be his ult. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, it
his
might be
ult
his
is
ult.
the
Yeah,
unstoppable.
yeah, maybe that's it. Laning style choice, right? This might be another question about experience. How do I know if I'm going to be able to win the one-on-one experience? And then I need to craft my strategy. Do I play for maximum CS in the safest possible lane position? Dante's taught me something, zero CS strategy, where I stand between their tower and their creep wave, and I don't last hit any of my mobs. And I try to zone them out of XP. Like when I'm very bully, I
Uh-huh.
can do that. Should I ever do that? Or is that a Dante's special that only Dante should play?
That's great to do at level 1 on champs who are really strong level 1, like Urgot, specifically around the first 3 melee creeps, because they all want to step up for EXP and you can get like a huge chunk or an all-in that way. But I mean, you can't go really too long without not CSing. I mean, a win in my book is like if you're playing Urgot, you zone them from the first three melees. You like sit in the deep lane bush. They want to walk up in CS, and then you just start fighting them. And then if they want to get the first three melees of EXP, then they'll take a huge chunk for it, or they get zoned off completely.
Okay,
And that's like a win-win.
that's helpful because the zero CS, I should do that for 3 creeps maybe, but not for like 7 waves. Makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be cool if it
yeah,
worked,
that's
but
nah. And unfortunately, getting creeps in this game is pretty good for you.
yep. Back timings. I know we talked a bit about it 1.5 years ago when you last coached me, and I rewatched that
Uh-huh.
recently actually, the one on Vex.
Holy shit! Wow.
uh, and I know like there's a back timing after 3 waves, there's a back timing after 4 waves, and they're based on some logic about me bouncing the wave and or maybe the 2 siege creeps, they take a while to kill each other, so that's a good time to go back. Are these the
Uh-huh.
only typical archetypes of back timings outside of needing to
Um,
adapt?
Base timings, there can be a lot of reasons to base. Yeah, like if you're chunked out and you want to reset. Top lane, I view it as like when I get my wave in, when my wave is good. Have you heard of
Okay.
that concept before? Like my wave is good, my wave is
Yeah,
bad.
I understand.
Okay, so when you crash the wave and then you feel like you can't really get anything more done and you might be vulnerable to a gank, that can be a great time to base. If you have an item spike timing, if you're low on HP or mana, um, yeah, those are all great times to base. But you shouldn't like overly recall in this game. Like if you're putting on the pressure, then you should just keep applying pressure in a lot of cases because that is ultimately what wins games is like pressuring and playing aggressively and killing them or drawing their attention to your lane, like their jungler's attention, their team's attention.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting concept in League. Drawing attention to another lane. Sometimes I try to help my team to group up with them because I'm strong, and it ends up
Uh-huh.
feeling wrong
Yeah.
because the enemy is now allowed to group up. My team feels pressure to commit because I'm there, so we have to make something happen. We start having transparent and dumb movement chasing after them because we're on the time pressure since we're all there together. So it can be the best if I do end up going solo because multiple people need to respond to me, right?
Yeah, for the most part, it's great to just always push in your wave before you do something for the sake of the team, especially as top lane. Like you usually don't group until much later in the game, like the later objectives. Like you can be involved in the fight for grubs usually, but um, for the most part, I rarely even like TP to help other lanes until it's like past 10 minutes or there's like a really desperate situation.
Right.
And I definitely never prioritize grouping over pushing out a side wave. That's like the number one mistake that holds so many players back.
Yeah.
Because the moment that you start over grouping and not pushing out side lane, farming side lane, then everyone else in the game is farming, getting resources. But not only are you not farming, but you're like forcing everyone that you're grouped with to fall behind too because you're sharing XP, sharing minions.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I sometimes have had this game where I could be like 10-0 and my top lane opponent is 0-10. It's pretty rare, but it has
Uh-huh.
happened. And then I'm like, I'm so strong. My kills against this guy are starting to drop off in value. So I need to bring my strength about to bear upon other players. And then I leave, and
Uh-huh.
that poor sod that was completely out of the game is just Pepega pushing, which got him killed 10 times, maybe like say 6 times. He's Pepega pushing, and I lose my tier 1 and tier 2 finally against him in one fell swoop. And I'm thinking like, man, that was really bad. Like how I left him. I was supposed to babysit him. Well, that's actually kind of morbid when you say it that way. I was supposed to jail him the rest of the game, but
Yeah.
because I let him push in 2 towers, he got really good value for the team.
Yeah, so how it can look to kind of win the game from that point, we're already super ahead, is to keep him trapped under turret, push the wave aggressively as you can. And then from there, you have time to do whatever you want. So you can walk to mid, you can look for a TP play if you have TP. I see you take a lot of ignite. Um, and then if there's nothing that is very apparent, like no play to make, then you just go back top and then you push the wave in again and you keep looking.
Yeah, one and
And
a half
there's
years
windows of
ago,
time that you have.
you taught me on mid, and you said every time I fix the wave, I have 30 seconds to do something, and then I return.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the same for top lane.
Yeah. Just can't make it as far. Can't make it to the ADC lane.
No, you can't.
Okay. When I have different gold amounts when I go back, let's say if I have 450, I'm gonna get my call. If I have 350, maybe I can only get a sword or a boots, depending on my rune page. If I don't have the blue magical footwear, if I have 1,000 gold, I'm probably not going to buy a call and a sword. That would be like a bit of a waste. Maybe I want to buy something that's big, like 1,000 gold combination item that leads into something else. Agree?
Cole plus longsword is solid.
Still good?
Yeah, pickaxe is a strong component too. I usually prioritize making my buy fit around refill potion in early game and laning phase
That's for mid.
because refill
Would you
potion
say
is
that's
very
for?
high value.
Would you say that's for top two?
That's the same for top lane, yes.
Oh, I'm barely getting it at all. I tried it out for taste. I thought that was a mid only thing. I mean, I've seen it top, but you love it on top
No,
two.
it's just sustain is what wins a lot of lanes is like refill potions, cookies, Doran shield,
Okay.
going into the river and getting honey fruit.
You would not go back just for refill. You want refill plus something else.
Yeah, you don't ever base like just to get a refill potion. It's just like I was in base anyway, and it's time to spend my gold.
Okay. I'll start getting more refills again. If I know I'm into a bad matchup, what are some things that I can do to prepare for that?
It's pretty dependent on the champ you're playing. I mean, most champs you can find a way to cheese them and kill them. Especially Urgot is like a champ where, like, literally all the way until challenger, you can find a way to just like cheese them and play the lane in a way where they will get pressured.
Example?
Let's say I don't know what's a tough Urgot matchup actually. I'm not like an Urgot expert by the way, so I have like basic knowledge.
I have struggled against Set. I've struggled against Ornn later on, not at level 1, but later. Darius can be annoying. Mordekaiser sometimes. But it
So
might
yeah,
just
there's
be
ways to just like cheese these guys on the first wave and then all in them with ignite with E flash is a really powerful all in tool. I mean, Urgot can like lose in trades over time because he's shorter range, but if you get them sufficiently low enough and then you just go for the E flash, like a lot of matchups, most matchups, you can just all in them and get a kill and start snowballing the game that way.
Why do you call it cheese?
I guess it's not really cheese. It's like a calculated way to play it out. But it's not playing the standard way of like, oh, I'm just gonna like slowly lose because I think that's a bad matchup. Like that's rarely the right way to play the game.
You're all-inning essentially.
Yeah, Urgot is definitely an all-in aggressive champ. This is not like a chill champion at all.
Okay.
This is like a freaky. He chunks you once, you're like, oh, I'm like 70% HP, and then he like E flashes on you, and then you die, and you're like, what the fuck? He actually killed me.
Yeah. Yeah. What happens when I'm very behind? And let's say I'm 2 levels behind and it's kind of ruined already. What do I do then? Like how do I play the game?
You pretty much have to make sure you don't drop any CS and try and be as annoying and keep the other guy contained in your lane as possible. And just try not to make it worse. And this game is just miserable to play when you're behind, especially in top lane. But the worst thing you can do is try and make like plays where you just completely sack your lane and like run across the map and try to do something.
But
You know,
sometimes I end
that's
up
like a
chain
real,
dying.
yeah.
Like, what would be the practical application? Because these sound like good, lofty goals, but what would be the practical way? Let's say I'm 40% life, I'm level 6, he's level 8. The wave is pushing towards me, but he looks freaky, like he might actually want to make a play. Maybe he's got some tower dodge mechanics. Do I just stay there in
Uh-huh.
tower, ready to take it? Do I port and lose a whole wave and 2 plates?
If you feel like you can outplay the dive or like bait the dive, or you know, even if you just want to like see what's gonna happen for the sake of learning, I'd recommend just like limit testing. You know, don't be afraid to, because you don't know what many of the characters in the game even do. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it'll probably be brutal. It definitely might feel better to just like base and give up a wave, two waves if you're not sure, but you know, I think in the long run, what is conducive to winning games and learning what the limits are is to just like test shit out if you're not sure.
yeah.
Like, don't be afraid to go feed a game, honestly.
Late game macro question. Which objective, like a dragon, let's say Elder Soul, for instance, the Elder Dragon, which one am I allowed to lose my tier 2 tower for? Like full to nothing. Like I have a choice. I'm going to defend my tower
Uh-huh.
or I'm going to run to the dragon.
Tier 2 is pretty huge. I'm sure you know at this point that it gives like a crazy amount of gold.
Yes.
I would only drop that for like a soul fight, for Otacon, for Baron, for Elder, for sure.
Yeah.
I would never drop it just for like
A regular
a
dragon.
an early stage dragon. Yeah.
Okay. And then even then it's still a choice, right?
Yeah, even then it's like, well, it doesn't feel great. And ideally there was some way to avoid this earlier, but when it comes down to it, if I have to drop it, I'll drop it.
Yeah.
Is my mentality.
Yeah, there would be no way to avoid earlier. I just respawn and I'm gonna go to my tier 2 or to the dragon. My team is 4v4ing on dragon. I think they might lose it without me, win it with me. But I got that 0-7 guy is gonna kill my tower. Do I go spank him or do I go to the dragon? Tough choice.
Oh, then I'd go to the dragon if it's just like a feeder who's splitting, because then the turret gold isn't gonna really help him get back in the game. I mean, the turret gold is only deadly if it's like that guy's already fed, and then he's just gonna be like
Even
extremely
stronger.
fed.
Oh, that's good. I'll try to keep that in mind. It's a good way to see it. After we take Nashor, there are different ways to split. We can 1-3-1, benefiting from the Nashor buff everywhere. We can 0-5-0. We can 1-0-4. How do I decide if I should empower a solo lane and just see how far I can make it, running to their base, or go with my team?
If you have TP, it's not a bad idea to just try and push out a
Assume
side
no
lane
TP.
because it's good to have. No TP, you gotta group up. I mean, it depends on how close where the waves are on sides. If they're like really close to your base, your turrets, you can push out one wave really fast and then group.
Ah,
But I wouldn't really operate with the mentality that like I'm gonna split and my team is not gonna make a mistake and get caught and their team is not gonna mistake and get caught. Because you kind of just have to assume you're playing with like 9 idiots every game and no one knows what anyone is doing.
I assume 10.
And so yeah, yeah, I mean, probably running mid is not a bad strategy unless like they're gonna split a tier 2 or something like that.
So you're actually leaning towards grouping more with the Nashor buff. After everyone reset, just join team.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a clear way to, if you really want to get into it, it's like, is there a clear way to hard engage or push a turret, like no counterplay? If so, then group. If not, then we have to push out a side because we have like short range or bad siege or bad dive, or
Mm,
we have to deal with their split first.
yes. Okay. I was leaning to always splitting. So you're reframing my priority on that a bit.
I think the best is like kind of a blend where again you like push out the side wave and then you start walking towards mid a bit and see if someone's gonna get caught or start a fight. And then if there's nothing, then you just go back and push out the side wave before it's too late. You kind of just
Okay.
have to like be ready to play both options.
Yep. Yeah, I got it. Cool. Ignite versus teleport. You're a teleport fan.
Yeah.
Over Ignite.
Some characters I think really struggle without taking Ignite. I think Urgot is one of them because this is like an all-in champ.
Mm.
I mean, all this guy wants to do really is like flip people and kill them
Yeah.
with Ignite. And Ignite plus the ult execute is just like a crazy amount of true damage.
Yeah. I love it.
So
And also, I think
it's it.
the teleport was making me have some bad pathing habits because I could always rely on that.
What do you mean by that?
Because I have teleport, I don't need to path well as much. I don't learn how to be in the right place at the right time as much because I can crutch on the teleport. If that makes sense.
I think Ignite is more restrictive, yeah. But TP just allows you to pressure 2 points at once,
Yeah.
which is a really big advantage. Ignite just has a lot more raw, like punch someone in the face power.
I think I'll do Ignite for a while because I was always teleporting before. I think influenced by your coaching from 1.5 years ago. And then I'll have like a wave of Mastelli again. I can compare the differences. But it makes sense that Urgot does like Ignite a bit more than some.
Yeah, Ignite tends to be a lot more just effective, easier to use because it's just raw damage and everyone knows how to play around that.
Yeah.
Your team, you yourself.
Yeah. Two things that I think are confirmed from chat, but I wanted to check them with you as well. Assist gold comes out of nowhere or gets taken from the main pie. I understand it. Part of it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair to say. It's like generally good to share an assist than just like get a kill, no one gets an assist.
Nice. Tapping a tower once extends the plate reward distance.
Yep. That's true. You can like let the plate die to creeps as you back off and recall in like the middle bush in lane.
If you've tapped it.
Yep.
How far does it extend the range?
Man, I don't know the exact range. It is like decently far. I think around to like the middle bush in the lane, but not really any further
Middle
than
bush.
that.
That is far. And if I don't tap it?
Then the range of it is pretty short. You need to be standing like close to, like you can stand a little behind your range creeps, but any further than that and the plate will just die to nothing.
I see. So pretty big difference. Cool. Do you know how long the plate bonus distance lasts?
Like 12-ish seconds.
Okay.
It's like a pop quiz.
Maybe something like that. Okay. Do we ever go without flash?
Champion dependent, I'd say. If your champ doesn't get huge flash value or
Would say that's not true for Urgot then. Urgot loves flash.
Urgot should definitely take flash because E-flash is so huge for him.
Yeah. Okay. Can we look at a replay that I just played?
Yeah. So why top lane?
I like top, mid, and support. I like all three, but I like the type of champs that often go to top. The fat tanks. I mean, I had to pick one. It could have been top, could have been could have been top, could have been mid.
Okay, I don't think I can look at it because I'm on a different server.
Okay, I'm streaming it through Discord right now. Do you see it?
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, so I'm gonna put vision to see if jungler is gonna take the raptors or whatever, or this thing.
Okay.
What are the raptors actually?
The raptors are they're on the other side of the jungle.
Is it this?
Those are wolves. That's Gromp. No, that's
Oh.
Gromp.
And this? Blue buff.
Blue buff.
Okay, so why am I warding
Raptors are on
this?
the other side. Why are you warding this? You warded it and you don't know why you warded it?
Well, Tyler said I should ward this so that I can see if the jungler is here, but I don't understand the full
Okay.
spectrum of...
He's sort of right. It's good to have vision level 1 somewhere so that you can see where their jungler starts, because junglers need to path in a way where they, well, they don't have to, but for the most part, junglers like to path in a way where they clear all their camps, because that is just EXP and gold that sits on the map. So if you see him starting blue, you can surmise that probably he's going to path towards bot, because that's where the rest of his camps will be.
Okay, I've had many people
So with
say that to
logic
me,
in mind,
but they always say because he only has 2 camps. But they never say why he only has 2 camps, because doesn't every place have 3?
he has 3. Gromp spawns later so that junglers can't start Gromp for some reason.
Oh, when does it spawn?
It spawns in like 10 seconds. It's just literally a change so that junglers can't start it for some reason.
Why doesn't he do Wolfies, blue, and then this?
Because then to get to the rest of his jungle, which is on the bot side of the map, he'd have to double back, which is inefficient for his time.
Why not just gank top?
Because if he shows, then it would be very inefficient for his game, because if you survive the gank, the enemy jungler would have counterplay by invading his bot side. And even if the gank succeeds, he will fall far behind because he will not have all his camps. And that can be a viable strategy if you're playing Ignite top lane, because then you would be, assuming your wave is bad, you're pushing, you're losing minions when you die. That's bad for you. But if you have TP, then you TP back, you don't miss much, and their jungler actually loses out a lot for having ganked you.
Is it 50-50 for Zed to go here or here?
I'd say most games you can assume players will full clear their jungle, because that is the most consistent and standard thing to do.
Sorry, I mean after this.
Yeah.
I mean after this.
Generally, junglers will full clear each side of the jungle. So a really standard clear is blue, Gromp, wolves.
Blue.
And then they'll do their top side.
Blue, Gromp, wolves.
Gromp, wolves. Yeah.
And then go
and
here.
And then they hit level 3. Yeah.
But I've been told before that splitting is doing these 2 together for blue side.
Splitting the map? That is pretty uncommon, especially in lower ranks, I'd say.
Really? This is splitting?
But, that is just normal. That's what we call full clear. When you fully clear your own side of the jungle.
This is called full clear, and this is called splitting.
Yeah, that would be split map, because you're splitting the map where one jungler will be pressuring top side and one jungler will be pressuring bot side.
Oh, I see. So the expectation is that Zed does all this and then takes top. Then takes red.
So the standard outcome of this is that Zed ends up top lane, and he can look for a play top lane after he's done clearing his camps. And the opposite is true for Xin Zhao. He'll be done clearing his camps on bot side, and then he wants to look for a play bot side. So either bot or mid, and Zed can look either top or mid.
Okay, and why start with blue? Why not with red?
It's generally based on where you want to end up and be pressuring after your level 3. Or like done with your clear, where you think it will be impactful to gank, or there's a lot of considerations when junglers decide to start where and end up where. I would say most of them just aren't even really thinking about it. But I'd say if I was in Zhao, maybe I want to avoid 2v2ing Zed and Urgot with Ignite early, as in Ornn, because I think that's a losing 2v2. Ornn is like a scaling tank, and Urgot is really strong early, as well as the fact that Zed's clear is way faster. So maybe if I'm thinking this deeply, and also I know that Zed clears way faster than I do as in Zhao, then I want to dodge him. But none of these players are thinking about that. They just go based on vibes, and they probably just started hitting it.
What's the benefit of hitting blue first or red first, outside of where you end up?
It's not super significant. The buffs themselves are not incredibly impactful in terms of your combat power early. It is literally just about like, this is where I end up, and also this is a sequence in which my camps are going to respawn. So when I do this full clear to bot, eventually my camps are going to respawn, and I'm going to want to clear them again. So when that happens, I'm going to end up bot side again. So
Right.
actually, it's pretty standard if you're a jungler and you're playing with a tank top to play towards bot and just let the tank top kind of do whatever, leave him defend for himself, scale up, absorb pressure, and try and get your bot lane ahead. That's like a
Okay.
very standard game plan.
This ward I placed here may have helped the rest of my team to understand that he's going to end up bot at X time.
No, your teammates are probably stupid and don't understand anything. And probably don't operate. Your bot lane will not play accordingly to this knowledge, and you should just ward for yourself.
Just like me then. My teammates are just like me
Yeah.
for real.
Like,
Okay.
even up until the Apex ranks, like Masters even, players will not really play accordingly with this knowledge or information.
Okay.
So what I usually do in top lane is I would just ward that bush after the first wave is dead. Like after I get prio or after I get level 2,
I
I'll
see.
just ward the bush in the middle of the river.
This one.
Because technically, if he was really cheeky, like he could wrap around and gank you. It would
Yes.
be pretty crazy, but like he could.
Okay. That's helpful so far. Let's look at my first wave. My mindset into Ornn. I played him once before with Urgot. That he's very tanky, and that I didn't know his kit yet, but I studied his kit after. That he can like redirect his ult. He has a meteor. He wants to bash the meteor or a wall, and then he gets a stun, and he has an empowered auto attack that can do something if he marks me as well. That's it. Okay, I understand a little bit more, but and then he can buy non full components while in lane. Pretty cool. So back timings are different with him. Which doesn't that mean that hurting him a lot is better than usual because he doesn't combine going back for healing with buying items, since he could already do that anyway?
I wouldn't say it really influences how beneficial like harassing or hitting him is. He can still just base and TP back whenever he wants.
Okay. What should I be doing here, you think?
I'd say you're already late to lane. It's weird that he was allowed to walk up and out of the wave and stack grasp. I think
Wait,
I think it is
stack
honestly
grasp?
Yeah, Grasp of the Undying is like a rune that stacks when
How do
you're
you-
in combat, hitting a creep.
How does it work?
Oh, so it will charge. Like, say, it can also work when he gets hit too. When he gets hit or he hits something, it will take a couple seconds for him to stack up Grasp, and then his next auto attack will deal a little more damage and heal him for a little and give him a little max HP.
Letting him hit minion allowed him to stack grasp.
Yeah.
I arrived late because I was operating under a you should ward this bush as late as possible, 121, 123. Instead, I could be here in this bush.
Yeah, I'd say that wasn't great advice. You don't want to be like late to the lane.
Okay.
Like the creeps are already here hitting each other, and he already walked up and started hitting the wave. I'd call that being late to lane. I would honestly just say disregard whatever that guy told you about warding their blue buff at level 1. I mean that can be important if you yourself want to see where he started. I prefer playing in a way where I just ward for myself in the river. That is how most top laners ward, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, I've done nothing but feed for this or be late to lane. I've not used it once
Because like
yet.
you could be in a position where as he's walking up to the wave, trying to walk up to the wave, you're like literally in the bush, zoning him, hitting him.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. Like Eing him at level 1, fucking his shit up.
Yep. So here I'm thinking, I would like to auto attack him with different ass cannons, and then maybe go here so I can use the bush to lose aggro, and I just want to hit him a lot because I have greater range. But it didn't end up working out that way.
Yeah, so play it. So here I would have just eat him already.
Ah.
because he walked into your E range, and then that would have been a super winning trade for you. And walking into the bushes is actually a really good idea for trapping creep aggro. Like getting an auto, and then weaving in and out of the bush is really common in higher level top lane play.
Yeah.
So that you don't take excessive creep damage. But those are the lane bushes that you want to be darting in and out of. So like you should be in the position that Ornn is, where he has control of the bushes.
Yeah, see, now I'm doing it, but it's because I ended up from here, so I was on this side for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm thinking...
And like the mentality is you want
ahead.
to be pressuring him on every CS he tries to get.
Right. I think he's not getting
Ornn
any.
is really weak early. Yeah.
Can I see CS somewhere?
Yeah.
In
right
replay? Oh, 211.
Yeah. So actually, this would normally be the timing if you didn't ward his jungle already, that you would go and ward the river. And then you can kind of play aggressively on him under his turret. Try and harass him while he's trying to CS, and still have the vision to protect yourself from the gank.
Right. Let's say outside of ganks, let's say we know jungle isn't coming for sure. Is there anything I can do to mess with him here on the tower?
Let's see.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's good. You just take cheeky autos like that. Try not to take a turret shot. Yeah, this is great.
Okay.
Okay, and that was really good what you just did. I don't know if you did that on purpose, but you see the way all 6 of his creeps aggroed the same minion on your wave. So that kind of creates it where it's slow pushing towards you.
Yes.
Which is beneficial for you when you are in full control of the lane, because he needs to walk up to CS, because your creeps are dying faster than his creeps.
Yes. I saw Faker
allows
do
you to
that
trade
in
on
a replay yesterday, but this one was unintentional, sadly.
Yeah, the only consideration is that people hit level 3 on the second creep of this wave, so that's like a very big power spike timing, and some champs can look for all-in or a fat trade when that happens.
Yeah, okay.
Also, you should never take Conqueror on Urgot. At least I never see it. I think you always go PTA.
I thought because he's tanky.
But I think PTA is just so easy to proc on Urgot from his W.
Yes, it is. I just thought with W I can easily proc Conqueror as well. And yesterday I had a talk with chat where it's like PTA for short trades that do proc the proc it, but Conqueror if you're both fat and you're going to be hitting each other a lot.
PTA is a really strong rune for all-in as well, and I'd say like it's just straight up better on Urgot just because he has a really unique way of stacking it.
Okay.
2-point skew is kind of weird too, I think. At least I don't know if that's what Urgot players do, but I don't think that's what they do.
I got the idea because I felt it was I was worse at using Purge. First of all, I'm getting better at knowing instinctively like how I should use it and toggle it on and off, etc. And it's nice to get it early, and I don't use it randomly anymore to push waves that I really shouldn't even be pushing, just because I have so many skill points in it. But I started doing this more Q, just 2 points, and then develop my W for the rest. And I kind of liked it, and I see Tyler does it a lot as well. I see some games where he has it maxed. I don't understand why yet.
Okay. I assume you would actually put more points into it in matchups where they're like outranging you really hard, and so you can't get in range to use W or E on them much. Okay, so this base is really, really, really strange.
Why?
Well, why did you want to base here?
Because I thought you should base after the 3rd or 4th wave by default.
No,
increase your power. No?
No.
Why
Because then
not?
you're just giving Ornn space to farm, and you would lose this whole wave if you based. So you're in a winning position, and you would base in that winning position, where you're harassing him for every CS he wants to get. And you would also be giving up a full wave in early game, which is very bad.
But
Okay, I think what someone tried to teach you is a cheater recall, which is a very specific strat where you're like trading really heavily, and then you push in the 3rd wave ASAP, and then when you get back to lane, his lane is going to be in a bad spot, and you can all in. That is like more. advanced, I would say I wouldn't really recommend it.
You
That's just
say
like something you do.
recall when you do a proper crash and set up the bounce and your next wave is far. Whenever it feels good, that's when you go. Whenever that is.
Yeah.
Okay, I can work with that. I thought I had to adhere to these standard timings of cheater recall.
No,
I've heard
that
that.
is a very non-standard timing.
Okay, good. So now I'm doing it again because I thought I have to do this. I end up falling behind in XP, surprisingly.
Yeah, you're just gonna lose this full wave, and what happens is he will be able to base for free. I mean,
But he
kinda
messed
fucked
up,
his
right?
wave clear somehow. Well, yeah, he should have fully crashed this wave already. He only W'd like 2 melee minions instead of hitting everything.
Either faster or freeze. Thoughts? Or should he not freeze?
I think hard pushing is a fine call by him, and then he would just be able to get a free recall off, or he can just stay, honestly. He can just keep staying and doing whatever he wants. Because you allowed him to do whatever you want by just recalling.
But he didn't know I recalled, except my absence.
Yeah, I think it's fair to assume someone just randomly recalled if they gave up a full wave of EXP in early game. That is a very, like, weird thing to be missing out on.
Well, he didn't know I missed XP. I could be standing right here and just not CSing.
Okay, yeah, maybe if you were doing Dante's 0 CS challenge, but...
Alright, I see. I have a bigger wave.
Mm-hmm.
That means he
so
can't
this is
fight
a
me.
comfortable situation for him. No, this is very comfortable for him, because he can just wait for this wave to come in and farm it all under his turret safely.
His
and just
will,
continue scaling up as the Ornn.
yeah, his will kill almost nothing. Even if he stood at tower, he would lose almost nothing.
Yeah.
Should I, upon seeing that he's not doing it, should I not attack him?
Here I would see if I can like deny the cannon somehow or make a trade off the cannon, and then I would just crash the wave right after that and try and reset the wave to a neutral state.
Okay.
So here he got to walk up and CS the cannon for free because you just left to go
Ward.
ward.
Yeah, it felt really
I
bad.
mean, he missed it, but...
I've used 0 flash, 0 ignite. It's 5 minutes. I feel like I will win trades. I never did it. It was so passive. Then I had self-griefing recalls where I lost XP. But I was working with some rules that apparently aren't real. Like, cheater recall must be done. Because Jack gets excited about, like, the niche recalls. They teach it, and I thought it was a rule.
No, definitely not a hard rule by any means.
Okay, CS-wise, I'm almost double.
I mean, CS-wise, you're doing great, yeah. I think the lane would have been so much more volatile if you had just eat him at level 1 when he gave you the range. And if you like showed up to lane at level 1 and just played in the bush.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, let's watch another. I like the early game.
Okay.
Who was I playing against here? Aatrox. Oh yeah, this was the game I...
0, 10, and 2 win. That's heartbreaking.
And I'm 11-3. This is the game where I let Aatrox kill 2 towers when I joined team because I got tired of farming him and I thought maybe the team needs some help. But honestly, it was a Draven diff. Okay, not this one.
Play in their bushes, sir. Good nights.
Yeah, Mordekaiser. I'm 470, 7-4. This is a good one. Okay.
Military tech.
I'm against Mordekaiser. He's kind of difficult for me sometimes.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until
He's checking all the bushes. I was initially standing here because recently I had a mid versus mid fight, and I was here or whatever, and I got there too late, so I thought I should support, but then I saw my team is 4-manning, so I don't know why I'm still here.
It's pretty normal to just try and contest that bush river at level 1, and that's like where you stand as a top laner usually. Especially as Urgot, who can pretty much bully out. I can't think of a single champ that like Urgot doesn't beat at level 1, honestly.
Set.
He's like that guy at level 1.
Set. Riven. I've lost to so many.
Oh no, you can beat all those guys.
Okay.
You just have to like short trade and back off against the guys that can all in you.
Short trade and then back off.
Yeah, like you'll auto proc your thingy, E them, proc your other leg, and then just walk away.
I see. Don't always all in.
Yeah, not always.
I thought winning, being able to win at level 1 with Urgot meant I should E them, preferably auto attack, E, auto attack, ignite, and then hit them until one of us is dead, and then that I always win. But you're saying you win, but it's based on taking a good trade around the cooldown of your E, and then back off.
Yeah, I mean, Urgot has huge like upfront burst with like the auto shotgun leg, and then you E, you hit
Shield.
another passive proc, but you kind of run out of juice. But some champs are really good at like the extended all-in, like I don't know, a Trundle just autoing you and ramping lethal tempo. It was probably gonna beat you to death.
Yeah, I lost the Trundle too.
Yeah, Urgot is really good at just like literally taking 70% of someone's HP bar at level 1 if they fuck up. So here I would auto, and then you E, auto. And then I wouldn't kite out of the bush because you couldn't auto him, and then you had to walk. But,
I warded
that's
for
fine.
it.
So that's a great trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leaves you very susceptible to being ganked. But
Oh.
yeah. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is good. Nice, and you walk in the bush to reset the aggro. Yeah, that's good.
Then I got all 3 CS. I'm level 2, so I wanted to use it.
Uh-huh.
Thoughts?
Yeah, not a bad mentality. Like right as you see the creep dying for level 2, like level up timers are a great way to abuse players that are not thinking about it or respecting it. So I mean, there you might have even be able to E him if you were spaced a bit better, like closer to him. Like let a creep kill the thing for level 2, because it's gonna be the first creep on the second wave here. So here you could start moving at him already, and then you would hit level 2. Right as you're in his face, and then you could like auto Q and then E him and probably, I don't know, either kill him or get him to 1 HP.
Yeah. Yeah. I shouldn't CS the melee creep.
Yeah, if you see the opportunity to get a monster trade, it's like okay to give a CS here or there. So like here you can kind of play like, oh, he's walking up for the CS. Now I'm just gonna walk at him. My creep kills out for level 2, then I can easily E him.
Yeah.
Urgot a lot of the time is just like being able to hit them with your E.
Yeah, this was bad. I was only thinking about my own CS, not about what he's getting. And that I knew I'm going to get level 2, but I thought, okay, once I have level 2, I'm going to start doing things. Now I'm too far away.
So here, because you lane warded, you're very susceptible to being ganked. You just have no information whatsoever.
Right.
So this is kind of scary, but we call it a flip. I mean, we flip these.
What do you mean by flip?
It's like man, why is it called a flip? It's just like you're taking a gamble.
Oh, I see.
Why is
Coin
it called a
flip.
flip?
Coin flip.
Coin flip. Coin flip. Yeah, that's where it came from. So one cheeky thing, pull the wave in, right, exactly. And then just fucking mog him. Do you know what mogging is, Grubby?
Just run at him.
Sort
No?
of, yeah. And so now he feels bad and he needs to TP back. He missed a cannon there. He's bleeding all the CS. Okay, and then now when I see him staying, I'd be like, this guy's fucking griefing. I'm gonna push this and dive him now if he wants to stay.
Push this hard.
This next wave coming in, yeah. And like try and not let him recall.
Now I'm pushing it too slowly.
Now you're pushing it too slow. You don't want to let him recall like this.
But
oh,
I went.
You went to go ward.
Yes, but
Yeah, because you want to keep the pressure on, and he was able to recall here. If you didn't go to ward here, and you instead kept playing in his face, you're crashing this wave, and then he either stays with 1 HP, in which case you're gonna dive him, or he bases and he misses this entire wave.
yep, I'm
But
that
because
guy.
he went to ward, he recalled for free.
Okay, so my war timings are really awkward.
Yeah, you never want to give up pressure like this to go ward.
Even if a
You
jungler
want to ward at a
came,
timing.
sorry, even if a jungler came at or after the ward, it wouldn't have made any difference because he has 1 HP, so I'm not gonna die.
Yeah, you would be able to like 1v2 them and survive pretty much. Or your jungler is also on this side, so maybe you could 2v2 as well. So that was
This-
like a missed win.
This recall timing,
This recall is fine. Given
Teleport
that he
or
already
don't?
got his recall off. TP for sure. Otherwise you're gonna miss too many minions.
I think I walked. Oh no, I TP'd.
You flashed? Oh, it's bugged on the spectator.
No, it's not bugged. I flashed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I misclicked.
Yeah, that's
It was not really a misclick. It was actually a misbrain.
Uh-huh.
Like I pressed the button not
Okay.
because I fat fingered, but my brain wasn't
So
working.
the wave here is good for you again. Like it's slow pushing towards you, which gives you a lot of opportunities to trade as he is CSing and like look for ease on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like every time he wants to CS, you should be trying to poke him a bit off that. Like auto Q, look for an E if he's close. Level advantages are really huge too.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is in Dota actually, but levels are just huge. In
Much
terms of
smaller.
Power strength.
Here it's
especially,
600 gold. In Dota, it's not that much. I mean, you get an ability point and stats, yes, but not this much.
Yeah, level 5 to level 4 is just huge. So that was a missed timing, I think, to look for a heavier trade.
Okay. Can I flash for massive damage, or should it be a kill?
If that's somehow going to translate into like you hit level 6 and then you can like all in him again, then I'd say it's worth it. But most cases, I think you want your E flash to be like 100 to 0.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know where that went.
Another play you can try on Urgot is like, you know you're gonna hit 6 off this minion, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you can time your E
Go through this
right as
minion
you hit
into it?
6 and then just chain it to your R. Yeah, you
Right.
can like hit level 6 with the ability cast, or you can just like time the CC to be right when you hit level 6 and surprise him.
Yeah.
Because your E combos directly into your R.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That would have been a kill if you hit. It was a good look.
So I have so much more CS. I missed a lot of opportunities to bully him. And now that I missed my ult, now I feel like it's kind of in a bad spot. And I actually end up feeding.
Yeah.
Terrible. Horrible.
So here, yeah, this one kill is enough to completely turn the
Nick-
lane in his favor.
Yep.
I'd say what you had to do is realize that, oh, I can't get my wave in. I can't fix my wave because I'm low on HP, low on mana. He's about to hit 6 now. He has flash still. I can't kill him anymore because I messed up my timing. So
Yeah.
I need to cut losses, take a bad recall, and then it'll still be okay because you have such a CS lead to give up like one wave here and recall after this is done.
Clear this and recall?
If you can clear it, if he lets you.
Or don't clear?
I would back off and instantly base here. That can
Yeah.
be kind of hard to gauge, like, in the moment. Here I would have definitely sussed out, like, oh, he can all in me now because he's about to hit 6. And he'll splash.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, his wave was bigger, so it would have been at my tower soon enough.
Yeah.
And it could be a bad recall if he pushes it super fast, like you said, but better than dying.
Yeah. It's good that you started like just last hitting there instead of hard pushing.
Yeah, on
So
the
you're, like,
under
slowly
the tower.
denying CS that way as well. Yeah.
Let's see. Yep. I don't have any more replay review. This was really useful. Do we want to do a live game?
Sure, yeah, I'm down. Whatever you want.
Okay. Do you watch and we talk after? Or do we talk during?
We can do both.
Either one. You're
You can
fine
just
with
ask
either?
me whatever you're confused about in the game. Yeah, no, we can literally do both. Just ask me what you're confused about in the game or what you think you should do if you're not sure. And
Okay.
I'll give some like pointers and then we can
Okay.
go back and look after if there's stuff too.
Yeah, let's not do like helicopter parenting, but try to
Yeah.
see if in the moment I can ask some of the big questions. So I'll play on Discord mute, but you'll be on the call and you'll be watching live, and I'll unmute to speak for some things if that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. No, you know the right way to improve.
Great.
A lot of people think coaching is like I sit here and I tell you everything you should be doing, but like that's not really what improving is.
I like that for speed stressing, like to show what someone's body can do if it was possessed. But it doesn't train the brain much. I actually used to do that coaching style more, what you just said, but
Really?
I've seen it has big problems in learning.
Yeah, you don't actually learn anything. You just learn to like move automatically depending on what the guy tells you to do.
Yeah, with a bit of lag.
Yeah.
I'm watching this while I'm in queue. I'm watching this Urgot replay.
Uh-huh.
He is such a weird rune page.
What's he got?
This.
Yeah, that does look a little freaky.
Let's see, what is that? Upon reaching level 3. Oh, I can't see it anymore. Oh, good.
Oh, triple tonic? Yeah, it gives you 3 different really minor elixirs. The first one gives you 40 gold after a time, and it gives you +5 auto to or +5 damage when you auto attack creep. So that's for like laning, last hitting, and gold. That's at level 3.
That
Level
is
6, you
weird.
get a second one
Sup to the grub.
that gives you adaptive force. So that's for like all inning with your ult. And then level 9, which is the really big one, is you get a bonus skill point.
Oh, bonus skill point. Interesting. Urgot will get to W a little faster, I guess. The third elixir sounds good. Yeah, I'm not
Well,
gonna
you
do
get it
it.
at level 9, so your W would be maxed, and then you just juice an extra point into your E.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. I saw how people
Yeah, you
use
know what?
Bart. Go ahead.
Oh, you know about Quante?
Yeah, he's the
Urgot guy.
best Urgot, NA.
Yeah, he plays a lot of Urgot. I'd watch his stuff if you want to learn more of the nitty-gritty Urgot details.
I watched one of his replays. It was very good. Let's see. I am against Kaisa. She has a dash. Later on, she becomes invis during it. She's partial magic damage, partial physical.
Yeah, she can kind of itemize any way she wants. Usually, I feel like her strongest build is AP.
Okay. Ability
on gold.
power. Yeah. That's Nocturne. He has a semi-global engage with ult that announces itself briefly before. So I have to get to safety when I hear it because I don't know who he's going for.
Yeah. Your
I
thing
haven't-
is not screen sharing, by the way.
Oh, really?
I'm just seeing this paused video.
Oh, I switched, I thought. Sorry about that. I switched 3
Okay,
times. It did not work. I had to stop and start it again. You have it now?
Yeah. Slam
Wait,
it.
am I
And-
against
and you crouch
Malphite?
up. Yeah, that's Malphite.
He gets a lot of armor, I've heard.
Yeah, but you're gonna go cleaver, so that's okay.
Press the attack.
That's fine. I take overgrowth.
Okay.
That's fine. Save. Okay, so here's where like having a bit of a wider champ pool can be helpful because your team is all AD, which is like not really ideal, especially against Malphite. But honestly, team comp is never gonna be. Well, I shouldn't say never. For the most part, it's not gonna be why you lose games
Yeah.
until you hit like more higher ranks.
So if I'm gonna add 1 second champ, it needs to be ability power based.
Doesn't have to be, no. You can just pick whatever, honestly,
Could be good.
and you can make it work. It could be good to have that flexibility, but like this situation is pretty rare, I'd say, where your whole team just picked AD.
Should I walk here?
Yeah, I would play to just fuck him at level 1. I'd just
Okay, then I'm
walk
gonna go
up on him.
Gonna go
try and
right
take
to the
as
top
much
bush.
space.
Would I ever?
It's good to sit in the river though. It's good to sit in the river for a little first and see if they're like trying to invade through that path.
No, I want to meet him here if he's
So
here.
I would have just sat.
He's not here. Okay. Going to the river.
What you want to do is you want to sit in the river bush and then cut like an aggressive path to that third bush and then sweep all the
see.
bushes.
I see.
Because then you would cut at him from an angle and he wouldn't be able to run from you.
Ah. Okay. Makes sense. Technically, there could be 4 people here.
Yeah, flip it. Pretty rare.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, and then if he was in this bush, then you would cut him off and maybe be able to land your E.
Okay. I'm just operating under the assumption that I'm stronger. Actually, I'm gonna mute so I can focus on the laning a bit, and I'll ask Q's.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you can. This is definitely a matchup where you can fuck him over the first 3 melees.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Okay, guys. Watching him.
Chaos will set you free.
He's pretty low. It's pretty good. Maybe I shouldn't have ignited. All right. But now I have to push fast. To crash it. Oh shit, I'm not pushing fast. He's back already. Shit. I think Poe said I can go for a ward now. But he's pushing this from so far. Ouch.
Yo!
I splashed him with the shotgun. Shit. I have no idea what his abilities do, by the way, so I don't even know what he can do against me. He's not casting any abilities from what I can tell. Oh, that was an ability. Analysis?
We can talk about it after. The wave was in a bad spot. It was like perched up under his turret. Remember that refill potion?
Yeah, I just remembered.
It's fine. Here, you can just blame your own jungler. You did nothing wrong.
No, I'll have to... Should he be soaking the XP there?
No, it's fine for him to clear.
Should I E a second time? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Alright. This was pretty bad
You're
XP
fine.
loss for
One's
me.
fine. Who got the kill? Not your lane, not your problem.
Yeah. Is it?
I'm stronger than man, stronger than machine. I am an idea.
Level 5. He put vision here.
Yep.
The fortunate will be the first to fall.
I definitely use E to tank a turret shot if you see it's gonna hit you. Just for the
Okay.
shield.
Okay. I'm casually taking it.
Yeah, you are.
An enemy has been slain.
Feel this. The pain will prove useful later. You will thank me between the screens.
Your team has slain the Chemtech Drake. Nice. He's still level 5. Did I actually just let him CS? This feels like a good back
Fine.
timing.
No, careful. He's holding the wave here. You can't.
Oh yeah, that's true. It should have crashed. I should have been hitting him when he does that, right?
Yeah.
What's his ult?
He knocks you up.
Okay.
Unstoppable. Unstoppable force.
Oops.
We will rise from the rubble.
Little Urgot Malphite babies. It did not crash again, so I can't go back?
No, that you're okay to recall now. You could also just stay. Basing's fine. You
I
have
like
decent gold.
the gold amount for the
I've
full
never played
phage.
LoL, But for now I'm watching
it's not bad.
Robo-Asmoden versus Crystallized Dehaka.
Yeah.
That's like a moderately. That's just like an okay base. Just basing like right on the cannon wave because you miss the melees, you're gonna get the cannon.
XP anyway,
Most
right?
likely. Yeah. And here, what I would be doing is like spamming your team to run because Malphite is coming, and you're not gonna be there.
Oh. I just looked at the minimap.
An ally has been slain. An ally has
Why would I be there?
Good ward timing.
I think I should shove this.
Yep. Shoving is good because you don't know where the fuck Malphite is. Maybe he's gonna miss all the CS, and you need to get the wave in. Yeah, flex on him, flex on him. His ult's probably down. Oh, Nocturne's here. All in, all in, all. Not enough juice, not enough juice.
Yeah. Do I hide on the tower? Okay, Nocturne's not gonna stay. I think I can stay because Malphite has no mana.
Potion.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
you can stay, and you should have been
Yeah.
chugging these potions the whole
Yeah,
time.
true.
Yeah, you want to build the habit of just like popping it as soon as you're in combat.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Unlucky.
I'd shove it, I'd shove it, I'd shove it.
Yeah.
You know Malphite at the base. You don't want to just give up a full
Because he
wave.
had no mana, yeah.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
B.
An
Nice.
enemy
Yeah.
has been slain.
I would go for a boots and a ruby crystal.
Yeah, that's fair. Finishing this cleaver is a big priority, I'd say.
Okay.
But boots
Yeah.
is okay to dip into.
Because I didn't have enough for a pickaxe, and I didn't super rate the Kindle gem.
Yeah, glowing mode isn't too useful of a component to have as Urgot.
Yeah, that's what chat keeps saying.
So you know about toggling?
For W, 3-1-3-1, yeah.
Yeah. So here, it's always weird when someone's just not getting creeps. I would ping missing and be like, ping my mid laner to be careful. Oh yeah, they're killing your Viego. You can't match this. I would just shove the wave
Okay.
An ally has been slain.
and be ready to mute your jungler.
They're all muted by default.
The pings too. The pings.
Who's there? Nocturne. Is Nocturne Invis?
No. Careful, he's got a double buffs.
Oh, double buffs. No, I'm scared.
What?
You said he has double
You're
buffs.
strong.
You said he has
Well,
double
yeah, but-
buffs.
Okay, I think you could have flipped him. Remember, level advantage. Especially
Yeah,
level 9 for Urgot is very big spike. And your jungler conveyed that he ulted, so he's no ult.
I see. But I muted him.
But he pinged that the ult is down.
Okay.
And also you can assume that if he rotated to a play and it worked, that a champ like Malphite had to ult, because otherwise he has no way to contribute.
I see.
Chug that potion. You got 2 charges.
I feel like I'm
Just want to point out
insanely,
because of
insanely up by
you made
CS.
good decisions. Yeah, you made good decisions. You're up a full level still, even though he got like a couple random kills. That's how important CS is.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah.
All right, we got to recall. We got to recall. We got to recall.
Cries are calling me
How much is Cleaver?
I don't have enough. I need, I think, 1600. 15.
It's unfortunate. I think you might have to base here though.
Enemy double kill.
Undo, undo. So I would sell the
Yeah.
refill potion here and buy a pickaxe. Undo, undo. It upgraded your ruby to Kindle gem.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's get to change. Pickaxe.
Yeah. So the really nice thing about refill potion is the sustain is so helpful throughout these early minutes of the game, and then when you're done with it, you can just sell it and get a decent amount of value back.
Yeah. Sunfire Aegis. Yeah, I think this is the same one that Ornn takes. Tank champ.
Yeah. So I'd say you're not going to be able to kill this guy till you get Cleaver. So I'd really prioritize just farming Cleaver
Okay.
here.
I should have used this and froze this.
No, at this point you don't really want to freeze. Here I'd just be pushing. Freezing is more like early game
Okay.
type of beat, I'd say.
And also, he's rotating, so it feels kind of good to...
Right, he's rotating for Drake, so you want to be nailing his turret if he's just opening the lane like this.
Yes.
Good toggling. You're better than I am at this.
No.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm bad at stuff like this. That's why I play League and not, that's why I never played Warcraft.
No,
Can't do
League has
things like
more difficult mechanics than Warcraft 3.
Really? Go, 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 go! Your team is here!
Yeah. I saw it, I just wasn't sure how we're gonna do it. Yeah, just ult the tower, right? Bart is a tower diver.
Right. Nice. Yes, sir. Flash and get the fear.
Can I still get him if they have a slow?
Fine. Push the wave. Push the wave. It's too far now.
Okay.
Yeah?
I have Black
Go,
Cleaver,
go,
by
go.
the way.
TF's ulting.
What?
Yeah, but you gotta. If you can get the wave in, if you can get the wave in. I don't think you can take the tier 2. I think you base, yeah. I think you base. I think you
it's
base.
not
I
worth
think-
getting some damage. Okay, I'm gonna test it.
Okay, I usually feel like this is not worth it, but if they're brainless and they don't defend, okay, because now your recall is getting fucked. He can just keep pushing you back.
No, I'm fine. What do you think about
It's
this
one of those
ward?
plays that can sometimes work. The
Isn't
lane
this
ward, not bad.
great?
Honestly, not bad.
Okay. Isn't this great, the amount of damage I did?
This can pay off. It's kind of a, it can pay off. It cannot pay off. I like that you go for it though. I like that you have the confidence to go for that.
Okay.
This can easily pay off in the next turn if you're able to just crack the turret.
Crack the turret. Yeah. I should have gone Mercury Treads for Kaisa.
Mercury treads for the TF stun and the Nocturne Fear and the Sona ult, I'd say, because
Yeah,
Plated Steel
tenacity.
Caps is really good versus auto attackers, but they don't really have
This is a knowledge gap.
like.
I decided it because we were talking about other things, and I don't know what their damage type is. So
Okay, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? What's
I
your
was
plan?
planting my ward.
The wave is there.
No, I was
don't have a
planting my. No, I know. I just find out.
In any case, the timing to ward is never like right now. It's always after you get the wave in. Because when Malphite is grouped like this, you want to. This wave could be 15 seconds faster. 15 seconds to that
Oh.
glorious tier 2 gold.
Oh, you mean for the making it faster?
Yeah. Think about it. You could already be hitting the tier 2.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
You're gonna get it now, though. Your earlier plan may have played off. Oh, I guess not. Nice E.
I don't know
Look
what
how
he
much
does.
pressure you're drawing. This is great. TF ghosted to get to you.
Oh my God.
He has a stun. You're fine. Hug left. Hug left. Good buffer.
Yeah. I'm dead, so...
All right, you did what you could do there. Honestly, that was good. You did what you could do there.
Yeah.
And now, you push bot. Your team gets bot here, so it's not
Oh.
even that bad.
Okay, yeah, but I lose my top
Good deck.
tower.
Fine, it is what it is.
Yep.
They're not even pushing it.
Only
Okay,
Sona
here's-
is pushing it.
Here's the part of the game where it can feel awkward to have ignite, because it's like you want to keep farming out top, but
Yeah.
you don't have TP for dragon, which is spawning. So that can be what feels bad with TP.
Yep. That makes me overgroup Ignite.
Uh huh.
Smolder had a decent-ish game. Not too far behind, and she scales well, so I've been told.
Yeah.
Viego's looking
Smolder?
kind of hot.
I'm a smolder hater. I don't think the champ scales for anything.
Oh, really?
It's a bad champ in my eyes. Yeah.
I overthought it.
You're fine.
He was CCing me. Yeah. I missed everything. Feels pretty good. What the hell? What? They
has
have
a
so many
spell shield.
CC effects, I don't know.
Yeah, he has a spell shield. He just popped Lincoln's.
No, 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 let me go! Oh, flower. Okay, so I'm thinking push one wave. They're never gonna expect the 1 HP Urgot to push a wave.
No. You have to base. It's way too deep. Grubby, you have to base.
But... Okay.
Okay, do your thing. No, I'd love to see.
No, I saw someone coming. I saw Malphite coming here. Or Twisted Fate. I missed so many abilities. GG. Oh. Wait, who did that? Viego? Where?
Yep.
Oh, this guy.
Yep, that guy.
Twisted Fate is their mid. Then to leave. And then E-Flash.
One good habit to build, I don't even know if you know what all the items do yet, is to just like press tab and check what items the guy you're up against has. In this case, he has like so much move speed, so
Yeah, I just saw
unlikely
4%.
you'll be able to catch him.
Right, okay.
Swifty's an RFC. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yoinked. Oh,
Yoinked.
he's angry. He's angry. He's angry. Look at him.
He's very
He's
mad.
boiling right now. He's boiling.
Yeah.
He... Oh. Oh. Yes.
All for a creep steal.
All for a stolen wolf. League players are so fragile mental.
Yeah.
You took his wolf and he cracked.
The two of them just... Why, you little... This is where I
You
kill the
just
tower.
know he's typing some absolutely heinous stuff in his team chat right now, too. He's literally fuming.
Hopefully in all chat.
Double kill.
Can you see replay chat?
No,
If-
only in all chat, I think. You're a smart man. You've already learned to mute everyone in the game. It's very unconstructive.
Hey, he got bigger.
Could be sketchy if you walked up a little. Can't see your
Yeah.
base, but you're fine.
I agree. Oh, I didn't think about my item. I always just get the same items because it's too much to think about. This seems so good. So much resist and health.
Jack Shoe. Yeah, I know this is what a lot of people go. Recently, there has been some discourse about whether this is even a good item or not
Really?
as a third item because it's based off your bonus armor and magic resistance, and it only applies after 5 seconds. So the value of the active is not really anything big, but it does give you HP armor and MR, which is a rare stat
Yeah.
profile to have.
Well. So here I'm thinking I should go. Well, I showed it's garbage. Viego's not here. You know what? I'm baiting my team to fight. I should just go top again. But not through their jungle.
No, it's like kind of fine to be grouped here because your side waves are already in, and then you can like look to try and play off of things like this.
But
while your
Viego's my
jungler is
best.
basing. Yeah, no, that's actually a very good mentality to have, to just play when your strongest player is there and otherwise chill.
Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
Going tier 3s. 1, 2, 3. There's 2 people coming for me. I can kill them. Yep, we got a tier 3, so that should be better.
I would all in that TP, man.
Really? I
Just
wasn't
flip them right
sure
as you
how
drop.
many more people were coming.
Okay, now you may be dead. Sorry, did I bait you?
No, it's fine. Oh, he was very close to
So
dying,
close.
Nocturne. Yeah. I didn't do any W toggling there.
Yeah, I think you would have had that.
Yep. Yeah, I can see why you say you would have all in him there, and of course you didn't say now try to get him, so it was not your bait. Though I guess I was influenced, but it was my choice. But I can see why you would say you would have all in him there because it's still a one-on-one.
An enemy has been slain.
Oh, your Viego stole Baron.
Oh wow! Hot damn! Wait, can we end off of this?
This was
Double kill.
5 dead. There's a wave there, possibly. Yeah,
If I-
yeah,
if I
5
had
dead.
tele-
Yeah.
If I teleport for sure.
All thanks to your bait on top lane just now. All this happened.
Has destroyed a
Top feels not good for me here. Just join team. Agree?
Yeah, I mean the game might just be over right now.
Yeah, especially if they walk up alone again.
has destroyed a turret. Your team has
Actually, there's no creeps to tank. Yeah, I would just play with the team here. Probably take Drake on the exit. Maybe able to push up bot. Oh,
I'm
maybe
thinking-
you go for the end here.
Joining team is
Okay, we
possibly
go
a
for the end
damage
here.
mitigation mechanic too.
Yeah. Here you ping everyone to back because like the game's about to be thrown if you guys get wiped here.
Can't Nocturne just alter?
Yeah, no one got picked off from Nocturne or TFL. Wow.
That's pretty good. Maybe they just used it and they respawn and it's not back yet. Getting in position for the dragon. But we're late and I wasted a ward on something that doesn't matter. Smolder is now
It's
backing
probably a
up.
give Smolder spacing.
Yeah.
You can try and fight 45 anyway for fun.
Yeah. Not that fun, but. Oh, okay. Okay. It's a
Open
portal.
GG.
Could be GG. Nice. Oh, that's fun.
It's over.
Wait, why is Nocturne top?
Because you took his wolf.
Discord on the enemy team.
I'm not even kidding. Some players, they just go absolutely crazy over something like that.
Because you took his wolf. Okay. Well, that was great.
Okay, nice game. A lot of takeaways. I
Yes.
think I opened my EU account so I can
Yes.
pull up the thing.
Yeah, I think we can get a lot more out of it if we also VOD review, replay review.
Yeah, I'll share my screen now.
That's my first creep steal, by the way.
Yeah, first time you stole a camp?
Yeah, I've tried before, but I've never got it like that.
Okay. Does that work?
I am gonna watch.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yes, works.
Okay. So yeah, this is like a pretty cool path to take. Just to like sweep all the bushes and see if you can get something going at level 1. Like even before creep spawn can be huge for the lane. And then here, I would have just eat him immediately because he walked up to the bush. He's not respecting the fact that you can be in this bush.
Yeah,
So here I would have autoed and then eat immediately. Like here he's in your range.
yeah.
Yeah. But you walked away maybe because you're scared that did you feel like he's strong at level 1?
No, I thought the creeps will hit me, and it may make it an unworthy trade.
No, pretty much any trade you can hit the E like this at level 1 is going to be really big for you.
Yeah.
So
'cause I'm
here
gonna-
I would have auto-E'd, and then you would have gotten another passive proc, and that would have been like pretty big chunk to start the lane.
Okay, I thought he had a vision ward in the bush now. How come the minions attacked me while I'm in the bush? Were they just finishing
Because you
their
attack
attack?
while you're in the bush,
Oh.
and that reveals you.
Okay, question. If I attack outside of the bush and then instantly walk in, I instantly turn invis, they don't look anymore. But when I attack from inside the bush, it's not just me that's revealed. Is there area around me revealed?
Yes.
If I had a bard standing next to me and I attack from bush, do they see the bard?
They would see the bard, yeah.
Okay, and that is potentially a lingering vision, because normally if minions attack me, I go into the bush, it insta despawn vision. But when I attack from in the bush and I go out and then in again, they may still see me.
Yes, for like a second.
Yeah, okay, I think that's what I noticed.
Okay. Here, this was good. I thought he was going to die here, honestly. You had this guy on the ropes. This guy's in a completely fucked up position. So here,
Yeah.
I would have warded the bush and auto him instead
Yeah.
of just walk in and check, because you could have been still autoing him this whole time.
Yep.
But here, you accidentally autoed a creep. So here, you could have
Accident,
autoed
yes.
him a few more times already.
I would have 2-3 more autos
And
than
then-
I have.
Yeah. And then here, you canceled an auto, which is also not ideal.
Yep.
And then the angle at which you flipped him also didn't really get much distance on him. I mean, ideally, you want to flip him in a way where it creates max distance.
I see.
It was still good, but these small things make it so that this isn't a kill, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I think this could have been a kill if you played it like frame perfect.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's okay to let him base. It's okay to let him stay, too. I think either is fine, because he can't buy anything anyway. This is like just a bad base for him. He can just stay with D-Shield, in my opinion. Oh, here I would absolutely not have hard shoved. Here, like, your reward for this play and him having to TP back is you should be slowly denying all the CS by just last
Yes.
hitting. So queuing the wave here and pushing fast was bad.
I thought I could make it crash on time. I could not.
Yeah, not even close.
No. And in fact, the wave is almost balanced.
Hmm.
It will be
And then now all
imbalanced.
these creeps are low,
Yeah.
and you have to last hit them. And then I'd say now is a great time to base
Really?
because you're not losing anything by going to ward right now. Or what did I say? Now is a great time to go ward.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, because you want to ward on a timing where you're not giving up CS and you're not giving up any pressure in the lane. And here he's like not in the lane, and you're not going to miss any CS because this wave is full HP. So now is when I would go ward.
I think I still wanted to shove Crash, but it's
Okay.
it's not gonna work.
That's fine too if you want to just push the crash. You just have to make sure that he doesn't hold the wave here, because this was actually really good what he did. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but it ended up being really good for him what he did.
Yeah, he did it
Now
on
you go
purpose.
ward.
We're not that bad in gold. He held it.
Okay. Yeah, and now you're in an uncomfortable position where you have to be very extended forward to CS.
Yeah, for a
And
long
in
time.
this position, even when you have a ward, if you're this far up, there's a chance, like most champs, they can just chase you down anyway. You know, like they can cut a diagonal path, show on the ward, and cut you off.
Yep.
And this all happened because you let him hold the wave here.
Yep. Yeah.
Whereas you want the wave to be meeting neutral here when you reset the wave.
When he's holding it, I just need to be hitting him. There's no way he can stand even for a second. But I just started leaving to ward. Actually, for the amount of benefit I get from wards, but this is because of lack of skill. I don't look at the minimap enough. I am griefing myself a lot for ward timings. Like every game,
yeah,
you have
it's-
something major to say about how I literally
Yeah, it's
lost
like
my
a-
whole team the game because I warded at the wrong time. It's true.
It's like a very subtle thing, but it can have a big game impact. And then here, we talked about it later, but it's good if you accidentally take a shot to just soak it with the E, better than taking a full turret shot.
Yeah, I didn't think you're gonna say that. So when you said it, I stored it as a novel new habit.
Uh-huh. And a pretty common gank timing is around this timing. This is like the most common gank timing in the game. Is the
Yeah.
jungler just cleared all his camps
3:20.
around like 3:30ish, and then he's either gonna do the scuttle crab when it spawns at 3 minutes 30 seconds, or he's gonna gank a side lane. This is like the most common gank timing in the lane. So from now, or like maybe even slightly before this, because some junglers clear really fast. From now till like the next minute is the most common time that side laners get ganked, because it's right when the jungler's done with his first full clear, and he's either going to gank right before he does crab, if he feels like he can get a free kill, or he finished crab, and then he's going to gank before he resets and does all his camps again.
Yes. So I've been told this is a good recall time because you've made yourself scarce during a time jungler tends to gank. But is that true, in your opinion?
Yeah, you can just get completely off the map, or you can, play to your limits. If the wave was in a better spot, if you didn't allow him to freeze, and
Yes.
then, an ideal scenario would be like maybe you bait their jungler to gank you, and you're smart, and you have a ward, and your wave is in a good spot, so you can't get ganked. He's like, okay, damn, I just wasted time. I'm going to recall here. Then you Q him, and you delay his recall even more. Then that's putting pressure on a player, and making him late for his next cycle of camps, which can have really big ramifications throughout the game. Maybe he gets invaded, maybe he's slower to the next play, maybe he gets tilted because his base got cancelled and his play didn't work.
I never see jungle invades yet. Like I've never seen mid or support go with our jungler to, but maybe it's because I missed it. Maybe it happened.
I think there was some stuff going on in the game. And then here, yeah, I mean, the best thing you can do is just try and fix your wave, honestly. Try and trade kill, but this just looks losing. And so here, I think you could have been in a bad spot if they just held the wave. He could just recall and keep it as a freeze. This is like whatever that they did too. But, it's still okay in the end. Okay, another ward timing right now.
I'll miss one crit
Technically,
maybe.
you could just get reganked.
Yeah, it
yeah.
could be regained.
Probably
he could
not
be
when the
could
wave
be-
is coming here.
he could be camping here.
Yeah, if you're like a Giga Chad, you can just play without warding and then absorb the gank, I don't think you would die. Because you're full HP. But that was like a ward timing. Now I would definitely. Oh, we saw him bot side, so this is fine. Again, I would have
saw
soaked
that
the
too,
E.
for sure.
You're not bad at like weaving in harass under the turret when they're trying to CS. One thing I would have done differently is I would not have started just like auto pushing this next wave. I would have done that trick we talked about the last game where you just leave all his creeps full HP. And then like walk into the bush and then pull all 6 creeps. Then the lane is slow pushing to you.
Yeah.
Which makes him have to walk up into your zone to CS, which is what you want.
Yeah.
Because now the lane is pushing again towards him, and he can just kind of do whatever he wants. He didn't have to give you range to either.
Right. That's not something I earned. Random ignite for poke damage every
Yeah, you had some
time.
cool ignites this game.
Every time on cooldown. Ignite poke. It always works. Here I did the opposite of getting them together from the left bush. I made his wave loose, so I've made it bad again by pulling the 2 footmen to the right.
At this point, I feel like you can keep this guy permanently jailed in lane or make him lose a lot if you just hard shove this wave. Like now, when they're 1 HP, chunked out, no mana, and he has no mana regen either, he doesn't have D-ring. My mentality would be, okay, he's fucked and they can't set up a play on me because he's he's like 1 HP.
Yes.
I want to pressure as hard as I can. How can I deny the maximum? How can I get the maximum? And here the maximum would be just shove this wave as hard as you can, as fast as you can.
Yes.
And just keep pummeling these waves into his turret so that he either has to stay at 1 HP, 1 mana, and try and last it under turret, which is hard.
Yes.
Or recall and miss everything.
So this is another grief ward in a way.
Yeah, it's just like a minor thing, but yeah, you definitely wanted to like hard push this, I think. Because now it's like he got back to lane and he didn't really miss a crazy amount, and you didn't get crazy ahead.
Yep. I would say he did a pretty good job of limiting, for the most part, to be in a very vulnerable position. He played very scared, but he still got some CS, more than he deserved. But
yeah, most tank players will kind of play in this way where they're just like kind of play to be conservative and not do anything too volatile.
Not sure what I was doing
One really big thing to think about... Oh, you based for Fature. One really big thing to think about is actually 8-minute grub timing.
Right. Okay,
So,
I do not... Can we rewind?
A lot of games... Yeah, that's why I was like, maybe you shouldn't base. Because you are sitting on a lot of gold here. This is just all kind of awkward and compounded off the fact that you didn't hard shove the cannon wave from over here. Because if you hard shove the cannon wave from over here, then this situation is going to be winning ultimately. Ultimately, this will be a winning situation for you if you hard push. The 2 ways this can play out is either he stays at 1 HP forever, in which case you have prio for grubs, and you're better and stronger than Malphite. Or if he just based, then you base, and then you're back in lane, and then you can secure prio again right before grubs.
Right.
This is like pretty advanced. Like setting up a good recall timing right before grubs is like not something I would expect from a gold or plat or even like a diamond player.
I'll do it soon.
Yeah.
So now at 6 minutes, takes me 35 seconds to clear 1 wave. Then I'm doing a slow one again. I end up trying to make a play on him. No. Now it's 7 minutes. Then I walk away to recall, but a little bit indecisive.
And then now he held the wave.
Now he held the wave,
and then it's like, oh, I kind of have to stay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then so you got put in a position where it kind of feels bad. Like it kind of feels bad to stay here with so much gold in your pocket, but it would kind of feel bad to base 2 and then just have 0 prio for grubs, which is funny because now grubs is up and you have to catch this wave. Like if you don't catch this wave and you go straight, that's like very weird too to give 2 waves. So you got put in a lose-lose situation because you didn't push that wave way back when.
Oh, yeah.
What I do here when I'm in a position like this is I just spam ping like, please don't fight. You know, because it's good for their top laner to move, but it's bad for you to move. And like probably your whole team's gonna die anyway, but at least you tried. Is my mentality.
Yeah. Wow, I actually didn't know that I caused this.
Yeah, I mean I think it was sort of losing anyway, but Malphite being there did make a huge difference, I think, yeah.
Yes. Imagine how many people would just blame jungler when actually I was responsible for this.
So many, bro. Dude, I can tell you're gonna go far in this game. The accountability is good stuff. Because most players, yeah, they just blame. One thing you can look to do in this sort of situation, though, where they expended a lot of resources making the play, you can assume if their top laner moved to a play and a lot of kills happen, that they use their big cooldown, even if your
Okay.
teammates don't ping it. In this case, he has no ult, and he's like a full tank, so maybe you can't kill him, but different game, different champs, different game situation.
Sure.
It's generally a good rule of thumb to like try and really pressure 1v1. If they move to a play and then they're like chunked out, low mana, use
Yeah.
big CDs, use flash. So I don't think this was a case where you could have done anything too big, but oh, small mechanical thing. I'll just point out everything. Small
Yes.
mechanical thing. When you're about to get feared, fearing pushes you away from the guy you're getting feared from, in which case it's going to push you to his turret. But if you flash to the opposite side right before you get feared, it will push. You'll like slowly walk to safety, kind of. So that can help cheat a little extra movement in some situations.
I was only marginally aware that he has a fear. I think this is the first time I realized.
Hmm.
I don't see the wind up. I didn't know when he's going to click it. It feels random. I experienced it twice, fearing from him, but still have no thought about how I'm going to counterplay it. But that makes sense if I can anticipate it. Nocturne has a fear. This is a good time for him to use it. Maybe I see the wind up, and then, yeah, flash over it. Makes sense.
This is another thin margin here. I know here you wanted to base, which makes a lot of sense because you're 1 HP, 1 mana.
Yeah.
You know, you have nothing up, and you're like, maybe he'll come back in time. But TP is really slow before 10 minutes, before it becomes Unleash TP. So you had all the info here to know that you can push this. Nocturne exited the lane, and Malphite based because he was 0 mana and really chunked as well. So here, I yelled at you to stay.
Yeah.
If you can cheat an extra wave here and there, that can end up being big throughout the game.
Yes.
Because this is like a 2-wave difference. You got 1 more and he lost 1 more. It's not just like you got 1 more.
Ah, 2-wave swing.
Yeah.
I like swinging.
Oh, do you?
It's worth twice as much.
Yeah, nothing you can do here. You can't really... A lot of players have the tendency to like guiltily rotate.
Yeah.
You know, like they'll feel guilty, like, oh, Malphite was there, and they'll like guiltily walk over to the scene of the crime. And
I'll
then,
guiltily 1v2
you know, really
suicide
what would
now.
happen if you did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would probably just get chunked out or die, and then you wouldn't get this wave. The right thing to do here is to just like, your teammate has to take the L, and you get your wave in.
When I have chat on, I would have been emotionally manipulated or emotionally manipulate myself to go for a possible suicide run after I missed a window to help. But with chat off,
Yeah.
I can actually make rational decisions. And I'm not constantly
Yeah.
worrying about how to placate the emotions of my teammates. I do think I'm missing something.
Exactly.
I'm missing some of the the fun of communication of team games, and maybe I missed some good call-outs, but I think I gained so much more. It's kind of lame because I think a past version of myself would have hated the lack of teamwork that is a result of muting everyone, but it's such a superpower.
Yeah, I think you phrased it in a really good way. I play with my chat muted pretty much every game as well.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Unless I'm like playing on my account at the top of the ladder. But
Where everyone is
then-
emotionally
I mean-
stable.
well, a little better than like people that just like randomly freak out over the most minor stuff.
Yeah.
Here we talked about how you really need to hit your cleaver, and like normally, if the game has been going well, the early game, you won't really be in this position where they have a fuck ton of armor and you're like, wow, I still don't have cleaver yet. Like ideally, what you want this to look like is like, I have cleaver first, and they don't even have enough armor yet. But even if they do have enough armor yet, I have the shred. So this is like a
What
result
shred?
of all the bad stuff that happened early.
What's shred?
The armor shred from Black Cleaver.
Actually, I don't really know what it does.
You don't know what Black Cleaver does? It shreds their
thought-
armor.
I thought it gives damage and movement speed. And health.
Yes, but the most important part of it is that it shreds armor. So it is like a must-buy item as Bruiser versus Tank. It's like the must-buy item.
Is stacking shred?
Here you want to... It's stacking shred, yeah. And Urgot applies it so fast because every tick of his W applies it.
Nice.
Here you were like, maybe I should freeze, but honestly, at this point in the game, I don't really love to freeze because this is the phase in the game, especially as like playmaking tanks, they can just like do stuff around the map. And the advantages that you start to accrue from freezing are more minimal. Like each individual CS is not worth as much as the game goes on, right?
The amount of damage I have is more suitable to chunk towers than at minute 6. The potential power he has to rotate and get important objectives or important kills is greater than at minute 6. So freezing gets worse by comparison. Makes sense.
Here,
Noted.
I was surprised to see you back off because this is just 3v1. And what I always think about when I'm doing a tower dive is how do we succeed this dive? Who has the CC? Who brings the CC? How is their guy going to survive it?
Yeah.
So if you consider all the factors, well, he just used his W, which is his only CC ability, so that's down. So he's pretty defenseless.
Okay, I
He's
didn't
no
know that.
flash. He has exhaust.
Didn't know.
Generally, 3v1 is going to be winning, though. Generally, 3v1 versus squishy target is going to work.
Can I be
you kinda
honest?
wanna
Like
map
I
it
didn't
out.
see them as fast as you did, and when I saw them, I have to think for a few seconds.
Yeah, that's fine. But if you're in a situation, you kind of want to think about how is the fight going to play out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you kind of know that from Dota already, but like here you can surmise like,
Yeah.
oh well, we'll probably need to hit some sort of CC.
Well, actually, I watched the
Bard can
replay
stun,
yesterday.
Bard can ult.
I watched the replay yesterday at high level Bard, where they always do this and they just ult the tower.
Yeah. And another big consideration is who needs to tank.
Me.
You as a top laner usually have HP bar to play with, so it's not a bad idea for you to tank, but sometimes it can be better for the support to tank or someone to tank.
Yeah, I can tank like 4 shots here, no problem.
Another thing too, which didn't really matter here, but throughout the game, you should always think about using your spells when they're CC'd, because your skills are super high impact on Urgot, but they're really easy to dodge if the player is expecting it. So you want to be hitting the E as they're CC'd, or you want to be ulting a guy who is already CC'd.
Yeah.
Because Urgot is very like all or nothing depending on whether his E or his ult hit.
Yeah. I did.
Yep, you got it. This was good. Good play. I like the flash to apply the fear. It's
Yep.
good to see that you know that.
No. But we didn't kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing to consider here is like, this guy is just running away the whole time. Am I really gonna catch up to this guy if I keep
Yes.
walking at him, or should I just take what's right in front of me, which is this wave? And I would have gone for the wave a bit faster, but
I may
I mean,
eventually.
sometimes chasing can pay off.
Maybe
Yeah,
allies have a
yeah,
slow.
you made it there.
Oh, they killed him actually.
This turret chunk can be sus. In this case, I think it paid off big, but usually I call this sort of play, this is bad for tempo, because
Right.
what TF can do if he's really good is, push this wave and really just, he could technically just keep walking down the lane and just delay your base until you have to base all the way here. And then he stands here and he just like cues the bush again. And then you're like, okay, fuck. Now I need to recall here. And then it's like you've burned 30 seconds to a minute because you wanted to like chunk their turret, which didn't even have a payoff yet.
Yeah.
But in this case, it kind of paid off.
Oh yeah, that's where I warded with 120, 132 left on my ward.
Yeah. In any case, it wasn't really a great timing to ward because the next wave is here. I mean, I always just look at where my creep is going to be,
Yeah.
but this is a position where you want to catch this like way up here, and then you can walk in and ward without like losing time.
Yeah.
Like you want your wave to be pushing constantly.
This was a great int opportunity for 0 reward by me. I go in jungle, there's 2-3 people missing on the enemy team. It may have been warded from a previous recent altercation. I don't have a ward. There's nothing for me to do there. And I'm late to push my wave into the tower, which I don't think I fully thought about it. That I need to be there on
the
the wave.
idea is
ASAP.
like you want Malphite to either be stuck here, just dealing with you 1v1, or when he moves, he needs to lose the maximum, and he's just gonna lose even more if you just are slamming the wave in as fast as you can every single time.
No. I think I died for this, right? Oh no.
Nope. But this was like so that small decision here to go ward instead of pushing the wave faster actually made it so that you didn't push the turret. Because
Yeah.
if you had a few more seconds on this turret, you could have just killed the turret.
That's
and
true.
then that's like 800 more gold in your pocket, which can be a big swing.
Yep. Can you see my gold on this replay?
Yeah.
How much? Oh, I see.
Here, I would have died here too. Whatever. Take a death.
Yeah. In these moments, I try to get 1 kill if I can.
Yeah. Here you're just like, all right, whatever. 3 top, and then we got the objective on bot.
I love about
Sure.
League how it is great to play on opposite sides of the map. It's more true in League than in HOTS or Dota.
To
Or
play
at
on the
least-
opposite side of the map.
Yeah, as your other team members. I mean, I guess it's true in Dota as well, but not so much in HOTS. Like, it's really good to keep tending to the side lane.
Yeah. It's because they did this patch a while ago where the minions just kill each other so fast now. They used to not kill each other as fast, and then
Really?
there would be like massive waves that stacked up at a certain point on tier 2 turrets.
Ah.
But they like made a change where creeps just kill each other so fast now.
Oh.
And so you're actually missing out so much EXP and gold if you never go to side lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was another thing where you want to hit it right as you're CC'd,
Yeah, yeah.
which I guess would be helpful if you know which characters have CC and which don't.
Yeah, it's partially
Like
experience.
Viego has a stun, Yasuo has a stun, Bard has a stun.
I thought I was going to hit Nocturne there for sure, but I was CC'd for a while, and I was hitting E. I wanted to hit E when I come out, but I don't know when I'm going to come out of the CC. So I shouldn't have been queuing my E while I'm still CC'd. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, another habit you want to do is to like E right as you're about to be CC'd. So in
Buffer.
this case, you probably didn't know TF has a stun, but his pick a card lets him pick a gold card, and the gold card over his head means his next auto attack will stun.
The hell?
So here, you could E right as you're about to be stunned, and then that way you're like casting and making distance while you're CC'd anyway.
Right. This guy's like Gambit from X-Man.
Yeah, man, it's just so funny because you don't know what any of the characters do. This one, he has a spell shield, and if he blocks an ability with it, then he gets bonus attack speed.
Oh my god. So
So that's
I
why
should
you're E did
see
nothing here.
when he turns it on?
Yeah, you can kind of, well, it's like kind of up to him to react, in my opinion.
Okay,
But yes,
so
you
it's-
can see when he turns it on.
So it's a feeling.
show it again?
Can you show it to me? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let me show the gold card.
I saw one card was a different color, or maybe all 3 were.
Blue, red,
Oh,
and gold.
Oh, I see. Gold is the stun?
Gold is a stun.
What
yeah,
about
blue
the
is
left?
a little bit of damage.
What about the left card he threw? Is that the stun as well?
No, that's just like a nuke ability that
Okay.
just deals damage. He throws 3 cards in a...
Okay.
Yeah.
Back now, Grubby. Back
And
now.
then-
I want the wave.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to back now.
Yeah, you wanted to go top here. That was ambitious.
And I was 20 seconds away from my ult, so I thought maybe I can still do some long distance fishing.
Uh-huh. Nah, you really want to just linger for like even 20 seconds and just like wait around for that. You want to be very efficient with everything.
Okay.
Efficiency is key in this game, using your time efficiently. Even thinking the long game, like what's at stake here is like Otacon, so you know maybe you could have recalled and played towards Otacon side.
Right. You mean the Thorned Otacon, right?
Yeah, they're all thorned.
Oh, okay.
They're all the same Otacon now.
Okay.
Okay, so here is a situation where it ended up being really funny, but how I view this, if I was playing macro in my game, was like, okay, I earned myself a move by pushing in deep. They need to react here. So it would be our time to, it would be my turn to like kind of look mid if they're going to contest a wave. If not, we can go do Otacon, pretty much. And their jungler showed top side. It was how I would have viewed this. What played out was pretty funny though. And, you know, this like cross map rotation, probably your teammates are not going to follow a lot of games. But yeah, this would be like a move timing as an ignite top laner. Is you got your wave in all the way. So this is how you spread the pressure and impact the map.
Get
Is
the
by pressuring
deepest
mid
wave
and then bot.
possible, and then because I have Ignite, I have to move to my team for a bit, look, and then return back to my lane if nothing is materializing.
Exactly. So you could look mid here for a little. If there's someone on the wave, maybe try to play on them. If it doesn't work, go back top.
Okay, yeah.
Or if they're really giving everything up, maybe we can even hit Otacon. You could direct that through pings.
Yeah. But
Yeah, this was funny. This guy was mad.
how come I saw him?
The scrying plant.
It lingers on the
You hit
creep. It does not linger as a general vision giver? Wait, does it?
Yeah. It'll linger on things that it hits.
It's like fairy fire. Okay.
So mad.
Dude, so Viego is recalling right now. Who came to my
honestly,
aid?
you probably should have died for this. Like if TF just reported on you.
Can he?
He's just like walking at you. Yeah, he could have ported on you. Like way earlier.
I can't believe
But
I'm
they
lucky
just
with the
chased you
team.
so far. So this is just like something that worked out. But yeah, I don't know if it was great actually.
Nice play by Bart. Portal through, stun him against the wall.
Yep.
I am gonna do this again, but I understand why it was not optimal.
Mhm. Here you didn't get punished, but you want to be careful about your base being cancelled. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
If he walks up a little to check if you're taking a lazy recall, which you are, generally a good habit to just back off to the closest bush.
Yeah. Did you call this a
'Cause if this
lazy
gets
recall?
cancelled,
No, I'm just asking
Well,
what
you're
you
not-
called it. I'm asking if I heard you correctly.
yeah, that's what I called it.
Okay. Lazy recall.
Because
I
if he walks
understand.
up and cancels your base, and then he walks up and cancels your base again, you know, you could
Yeah.
end up in that hell scenario again. Which
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but
Yeah.
it feels like shit to like, just try and recall and get pushed all the way back and be like, fuck.
Yeah, it happened a lot actually. Weird. Actually,
here-
it happened today. Brand
It
killed
happened
me.
today.
Brand killed me after interrupting me like 3-4 times.
Uh-huh. Here, I think you could play this two different ways. You can kind of like linger here and see if you can play off the guy who's kind of feeding. I think you made the right call where it's like, you know, you just want to play around your Viego who's strong. I think that's actually a mentality that will take you far. Like avoid fighting without your strongest player if you can.
Yeah, I hope I keep it. The mentality.
Yeah, and don't get caught up in doing something stupid like this.
You know.
I think you probably it may have been better to help defend
Oh,
than go split after someone already gets picked though.
in
And
my
then they were
mind,
just able to like
I was counting the numbers.
uh-huh.
So in my mind, it's like, oh, we're 4v5. No point to go back. Even if I go back, we're still down in numbers. Now we're 3v5.
Yeah.
Another one died. No, I'm definitely not going back. Then everyone dies. They ping me. And I think my
That is
conscience is
true.
clear.
It's just like kind of a cost benefit analysis. I mean, your team shouldn't really be getting caught here, but ultimately, what do you get for going all the way top here? You know, you got like, you're pretty much just gonna get this one wave and have to back
I got the
at
turret.
like the 24-minute mark.
I got
Yeah,
the
you
tier
did
3.
end up getting the turret. I'd say like this is kind of their mistake. I mean, it's kind of just like mistakes back and forth. They could definitely defend this if they wanted to, right? They have 2 TPs and a global.
And a global, semi-global, right?
Yeah.
How
And
big is it?
generally, like splitting the tier 2 means you already kind of got everything you can get in that side. In my opinion, that makes it worth splitting that deep, unless you're literally gonna like end the game, which Urgot isn't the most like game-ending splitter. That would be more like a
Who-
Fiora or a Trundle.
Fiora Trundle. Okay, I'm gonna add them to the list.
Okay. Yorik's a great splitter too. Do you want to be a splitter?
Yeah, I want to have a splitter for when I get tilted.
Okay. Yeah, Yorik's a good one. Fiora, very mechanical. Trundle, very face roll, but has a lot of like hard matchups.
Ah. Fiora is very mechanical, then I'm gonna delete that.
Okay.
I like semi-mechanical, not max.
Okay. Trundle is like zero mechanics, just no brain. I think you might like Yorick.
Okay,
You might
I'll
like
check-
Yorick.
I'll check him out.
And then here, if you have the awareness and you're scanning the map here, you can see this guy's TPing at 70% and probably he ulted in the fight. So here I think you could have one-shot him off the TP. He's TPing right in your face and you can just E him immediately off the TP.
Yep.
So that was like a slightly missed opportunity, but it's cool. You got the turret anyway. And then, honestly, it just kind of worked out this game. You died. Your team has to hold Baron 4v5, but they did, and they aced them.
Okay.
But there was a lot of good takeaways this game.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, let me try to summarize. My ward timings. Am I gonna get it right? Do I have?
Making sure that the wave is in like a good spot. That's like something you'll have to keep honing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then still just like the fine mechanics of like weaving in autos.
Yep.
I think nailing the level 1 play is going to be huge for you as Urgot.
Auto
'Cause
attack.
Urgot
E.
can do that in so many matchups.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep thinking about these on my next games. Pobelter, you have a super chill, educational, and insightful coaching style. I appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you, Grubby. Let me know if you want to run it back when you get some more games in.
Yeah, sounds good. Maybe when I get to the next league. Thanks a lot, Pope.
Yeah, thank you, Grubby. Peace.
Okay, see ya. Peace. Thank you.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video. YouTube also thinks you might like this video, so feel free to check that out and make sure to subscribe up top if you haven't already. Thank you guys. It really helps me and my channel out.